What's up, guys? I am finally back working on the rear end on the Dakota. It's only been a week, I guess. I have all the parts I need for it right there. You guys saw that in the live stream. If you watched it, there's quite a few views on that, actually, more than I expected. I didn't have anybody in while I was doing it, but there's been quite a few people who have gone in and watched it after it was uploaded again. And this time, I didn't do too bad of a job of actually saving the live stream. I've had a couple in the past where after they get re-uploaded to be replayed, basically, that like half the thing gets cut out. This time it didn't do so bad. It only cut the very end of it out and a couple parts while I was talking about the door and the Grand Dam here. But it didn't do horrible. It was pretty easy to follow. I rewatched it and was pretty happy with it. But yeah, we're going to go work on the rear end. I just finished removing the spare tire from underneath the truck, actually, because the mechanism that actually would lower the cable, as you can see, that thing's pretty crusty, but the mechanism that would actually lower the cable was broken, so even if I had a flat on the side of the road, I wouldn't have been able to drop that wheel down, and it was pretty rusty, and I didn't need that thing to like fall out while I was driving or anything, and the back end of the truck went up even higher, so yeah, it's like it's on stilts right now. We're up there pretty far. We're about 3 inches higher than the front, and it's probably going to go up even more when I install a roll pan on the back of that eventually. But yeah, I just did that real quick. Cleaned up in here a little bit more after I did that, because using the impact underneath of it to buzz it off, there was dirt and rust all over the floor. And then I went and put that together. I bought one of those tripod light assemblies. I think it's still plugged in. This thing's pretty sick. I went to Harbor Freight today and picked this up. So yeah, that thing's pretty awesome. It's very bright. That'll definitely be a very nice thing to have when we're doing the rear end swap. And it comes with the tripod mount as well. So right there's a little hole that runs all the way through this, and it just sets on here, and we can hang it up somewhere. And I've got a bunch of those sticky mounts for the GoPro. I'm probably going to stick one on this handle right here so that I can use this for the GoPro as well, which will be really nice to have. So, I mean, for $30, that's a pretty good deal. Used like a 20% off coupon, and I'm a member with them as well, so it ended up being $30 with tax for the stand and the lights. It's like one whole thing. A huge help with the lighting situation in here, because we've only got these fluorescents, the 4 of them, and then my one that hangs up there in the corner, and the darkest corner of the garage is where I work all my stuff at. And especially at night when the windows aren't letting light in, it's pretty dark in here. So I'm going to go and do this end off camera real quick just to give myself a refresher on what I'm doing, and then we'll go and do an edit or a time lapse of that side. And then once the brake situation is done, we'll go get that diff cleaned up, get the cover back on it with the new gasket I have down there, and the pluggage down there, get that cover back on, and then fill it with fluid. And then that'll probably be about all we get done today. Alright, I just finished the one side of the axle. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like and show you guys what it looks like done before I go and put the drum on it, and then I'm ready to go tear that side apart and do a quick edit or a time lapse of some sort on it. I got the lights sitting on the back of the truck so I can see over there, because there's not as good a lighting back there. But I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like, because I'm just going to go ahead and stick the drum on that side and not really show you guys everything up close. But the AutoZone adjuster is a much better fit. It's a lot tighter than the other one was, so I'm pretty happy about how this cable sits. And then once I get these pads adjusted or the shoes adjusted, it should sit tighter. So yeah, that is all squared away. There's everything: my new cylinder, new shoes, hardware, new self-adjuster. Everything's brand new and ready to go. I did pull everything 100% back apart, even pulled the cylinder back out. I cleaned those little things that push the shoes out on the cylinder really good, especially where they sit into those seals on it. And while I had everything off, I cleaned the inside of the, brake housing, this thing out as good as I could. Cleaned off the e-brake stuff as good as I possibly could. And then just made sure everything is at least free of brake dust. Everything is as clean as possible. I've made sure of that, and everything is all put back together so this side's good to go. One thing I didn't do, because I've heard like different people, there's like two answers you get to this as to whether you should put lubricant in behind the pads or shoes back here. Any lubricant you put in drum brakes is sooner or later going to end up just being completely covered in brake dust and all kinds of other crud anyway, and it can actually become abrasive in that area where the pads are supposed to be able to just glide across. You'll end up with a really sticky abrasive surface that will prevent them from wanting to move. So I don't lubricate these. I'm not going to lubricate them, probably never will on anything else if I ever change these again. But other people will tell you different ways. Chris Fix, for example, he goes and he lubricates his, but he says to make sure you don't put too much on because it collects dust. But I'm just choosing not to because it's a lot easier that way anyway. Yeah, this side's done. Now I'm going to go set the camera up there on the bed of the truck somewhere so you guys can see me work. And we're going to get that other side done. And that'll be it. We'll be all ready to go. We'll have everything pieced back together. And we'll be ready to put it in the truck. Also, I did paint the drums. This is just some blue paint I had left over from the Golf when I painted the header a long time ago. It's blue, the truck's blue. It's obviously a very different blue, but it's paint that I had, and probably wouldn't have ended up using it on anything. It's exhaust paint, but it's still high heat, so it should be okay. I just wanted to cover these drums up so they don't get covered in rust, because a weird blue color is going to look better than rust, and you aren't going to be able to see these anyway. So yeah, painted those real quick just to preserve them as long as possible while they're, you know, new and fresh. Disgusting. Alright, as you guys saw, the brakes are completely done now, and I went ahead and got the brakes adjusted and got the drums sitting on there. So everything is all good to go brakes wise, and that's where I'm going to end this video for now, so I can go get this edited, get it uploaded today, because I haven't uploaded one yet today. And then next I'm going to go clean the gasket surface and everything off of the diff, get that cover cleaned up, put the diff cover on, fill it up with fluid, and then do the brake lines. Those will be all in the same video, but that's going to be the end of this video. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. We finally got to see the brakes completely finished, 100%. Everything's good to go there. So like I said, just got to build brake lines and get the diff put back together, and then it'll be ready to go in the truck. So please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys tomorrow.